Good day. Welcome to the course. This is ITE 131 Computer Architecture and Operating Systems, formerly handled by uh, Shihab Ibrahim. I will be substituting until the end of the semester on behalf of your teacher, Sir Shihab, because he is on leave as of now. So by the way, as indicated in my screen, I am Rabi Q. Lavillas from Information Technology Department. I will be handling the course for the remaining semester and for the remaining topics that we can cover. Also to give you a background about me, since this is an introduction, I think I will be the one who have not enough background about my students. So I'll introduce first, and I will read through the introduction in our MOLI course to identify students. I will also post a short introduction as of now as part of overtaking the course with Sir Shihab. So for my background, so honestly, we are in the same department. I am from Information Technology Department, specializing in information systems. I am also a graduate of this of MSU IIT. We are under the College of Business Administration before. So my course during my undergraduate years is BS in Business Administration, major in Information Systems, which is the major of Information Systems before. Um, I I I proceeded with my graduate programs, both my MS and Masters in Information Technology and Doctor in Information Technology at De La Salle University. Um, so for the course, uh, um, I don't have enough experience on computer architecture and operating systems, but I had the computer architecture subjects during my undergrad years as well as operating systems. They are separate subjects during my time, although as of now they are combined into one, but before computer architecture is a separate course and operating system is another course. That's a total of two units. During my master's degree, I also took the computer organization and assembly language. And the second course is computer organization and operating systems. So during my master's, the computer architecture concepts and operating systems were also combined into one. And I don't have, during my doctorate years, the course became the information technology infrastructure instead of the two basic courses on related to near to the hardware side of the computer systems. So about the remaining course in remaining topics in our course, I will be selecting some important topics only, and those who are applicable to IT. For instance, on my perspective, computer architecture is not really that shall we say, focus of the course because we use the term computer organization as an appropriate term rather than architecture, which is the perspective of computer engineering. So in my side, I'll be using computer organization. That means we are interested on how the different hardwares within your system unit are being arranged and how they coordinated with each other through a certain connection. And second is on the operating system. This is one level higher in your hardware and a little lower of your software applications. For me, this is one of the interesting subjects especially during my master's, because I took two courses just to satisfy this course, and this is where you can appreciate in what appropriate computer specification you need to buy as a student or based on the user requirements. The computer organization and operating system will help you somehow give you a background on how to decide a computer that you will need to buy because you will be in this topic you will be introduced into um, looking into the threads, the processes, and the different concepts on core. Example, the core processors or the processor or the RAM. So This is one of the most practical topic, although more of theoretical part, but you will appreciate supposed to be the course based on the existing market. Although we will not take up, but somehow I will go up into a quite higher level compared to the textbook, which is usually introduced by Tanimbong. I'm aware that you are using the Tanimbong book, but for me, this is a very theoretical book, so we'll try to look at into the application side because supposed to be IT will focus on the application side, the computer science will look at the details. But some of you might be enrolled in computer science, so we have to balance between theory and practice. Although the emphasis on the IT is on practice, but of course we need to learn the basics. I'll give you one practical example on how to apply computer organization in the course, since you have already background in computer organization. For instance, if you're working in the government institution, you are not allowed to specify, for instance, a specific brand for an item that you need to buy. So for example, if you see, I need a computer that is iCore 7. On the perspective of the government, you don't need to specify a specific brand. So I pertains to a certain brand, which is Intel, and Intel is a brand. So you are supposed to be, you may omit or remove that letter as part of your specification of what you need. So instead, we will put threads, threads instead of a number of cores and threads na i-process so that the supplier or the manufacturer of the item can understand what the user needs. Although maybe some will not appreciate it, but I can give you maybe one of our assessment as of now is to identify a specific specification or user requirements, although it's unpractical as of now. But I think one exercise that we can do is to evaluate maybe the existing computers and determine whether how they support different threads and processes internally. For another example is when you say in iCore 5, when we check the actual computer organization for this one, they are actually composed of might be 3 actual processor, not necessarily 5 because 2 might be a virtual processor. So in this subject, you're supposed to learn that items in computer organization and somehow can be partly because threads and processes or memories are also part of operating systems. And there is a close connection between operating systems and computer organization. So don't be confused again. When I say computer organization, we are talking about computer architecture. So that's enough for an introduction. I'll proceed with the first topic later. I'll also give you a short instruction later about how the course will be organized.